Today's all about filling holes. Some people know me for doing a wee bit of this, a wee bit of that, and a wee bit of this. Travelling the length and breadth of the country, capturing the history, the mystery and the beauty of Ireland. But on Sunday the 1st of May 2022, things took a turn for the worse, ending up in the hands of the NHS's finest. So began a full evaluation of life and how to turn my dream into a reality. This is my journey, how I got from here to here.
Welcome to Donegal! Cheap man.
And these are the holes that I'm talking about. These were left over by the chairs when we took them out. We took out the seats last week and sold them on. That money is going to be used to pay for a swivel seat. I'm going to file these things down, run the file down it, give them a wee bit of a sanding down and fill them with that metal stuff that I bought on Amazon. Apparently when that hardens, I'll sand it down again and give it a wee lick of Hamerite. There's a few screws that refused to budge when I was lifting the floor, so I'm going to have to clean them up as well. There's about 5 or 6 of them, but it's all about the rust today. There's a few other wee bits of odds and ends I need to clear up. There's another wee bit of metal sticking out, so a wee bit of tidying up before we do a wee bit of hammering. There's a wee bit of rust down the side of this door. I don't know why you can see it or not. That is coming through the panels. The wee plastic screws at the panels, it's right there. Little tool which I ordered on Amazon hasn't arrived yet to take them panels off. But that's what holds on the panel. They have to come out. I'm going to have to put a little bit of Sikaflex around them and put them back in because they do leak. And you'll see them better here. Maybe there's 1, 2. They're maybe a bit better there. You may be able to see. They're all going to have to come off. A little bit of Sikaflex, a wee bit of tidying up and back on. I'm also going to take this thing out here because then that will give me an extra 60-70 millimeters for headroom for the bed. Because if the bed's going to go from here across to here, that's 70, 140 millimeters, which is 14 centimeters. And I already know that from that side to this side is 6 foot, so that's going to be 6 foot plus. Yeah, so we'll get cracking on and we'll get this out of the road and we'll see just how far we get. But first of all, I have to find out how to work this bloody mask.
20 minutes later.
So you pull that through. And that, voila. Right. Don't even know what. There we go. So there we go. At last we got there in the end. That took a little bit longer than what I thought, but there is all the holes. They have all been filed down. They have been grinded back. They are now ready to be filled. So the Hamerite goes down tomorrow, the holes get filled. That is it. Job done. This is the stuff that I have found on the internet called steel sticks. Basically, you just cut off a little bit, rub it until it goes grey, dark grey, and pop it in the hole. It says it should be hardened within 5 or 10 minutes. There's a lot of warnings that come with this on the back of the packaging. It is toxic as hell. I'm going to pop on the old mask. I don't want to be breathing in that shit. You get this shit under your skin, it's going to cause you major problems. So we'll crack on and we'll just work our way through it, one hole at a time. So the idea is you cut a little bit off and you're supposed to knead it until it goes dark. You just pop it into the hole. So we've got about 16 wee holes to fill in. After we fill them in, we'll give a wee coat of Hamerite. That'll be the van all done inside, hole free, rust free, ready for the floor to go down. So that is all the holes filled. That stuff, that steel stick stuff, is absolutely deadly. It says on the instructions to give it a good kneading with your fingers, give it a good squeezing and all that sort of thing. The marigolds are an absolute non-runner. The putty was sticking to the fingers of them, so when you were pushing down, it was lifting some of it up again. It was hardening so quickly. But I would strongly suggest that you have a good supply of these, because after every 2 or 3 holes it was sticking to the fingers and it was just non-productive. It wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So every 2 or 3 holes it was just changing these. It's down. Whether or not I've done it right is another thing. I'm going to give it 5 or 10 minutes, let it harden, give it a good rub over with sandpaper, and we'll see if it's ready for a wee coat of Hamerite. So these are the side panels that I was talking about. They're really hard to get off, and this thing here just arrived on Amazon to pull them off, but it is absolutely crap, and I have ended up breaking half of the screws. They're supposed to come out like that, and they're supposed to come out in one piece like that. Man, you're coming off like that, and it just snapping. The top ones are the really hard ones to get off. The ones at the bottom, they're coming off easily. But the whole idea is take them off, a bit of Sikaflex around the rim, and push it back in, and that secures the seal. But it's just not happening. I'll just continue here trying to get these things off. They're an absolute pain in the arse. And that thing off Amazon, which is supposed to be for a Citroen, these things here, they're not with a shit. So ideally that should come off. That's supposed to come up, something like, but it's just not doing. So ideally these bottom ones should be easy enough. Let's just turn the last time. Oh, there's one. There's two. There's three. So the idea is stick a flex around the screw, put it back in, and that's it, sealed. So that's them off. I completely lost the head of them and just pulled them all off. They were absolutely doing my head in. The screws at the top, the screws at the bottom, I just twisted them around and they come straight out. I don't understand why they didn't do the same at the top. Them things were an absolute pain in the arse. Absolutely brutal to get out. So that is them all off on both sides. I'm going to wash that down. That's it. I wouldn't wish that my worst enemy. Just going to stick a wee bit right around the edges here. Just a wee bit. I must say this stage of the process is boring as hell. I'm going to make a quick trip to B&Q, get my hands on this bad boy here because it's right down the back, and I'm hoping this bad boy is the boy for the job, but I'm hoping to get that down the back of that wheel arch, down the way. Nope, it is not long enough to go down the back of it. Back to the drawing board. Ka-ching! This is where I've been sanding down. The actual grinder wasn't long enough to get down there, so just the good old fashioned way, bit of sandpaper in the fingers. Jeez, I'm knackered. I'm definitely not fit. It's a hell of a lot better than what it was. So it's 8 o'clock at night. It's just after 8 o'clock. I am happy that everything is sealed inside and outside. So we're basically looking for anywhere that has metal exposed. It's got a quick dice with a Hamerite. It's got a built-in primer. These are the inside of them friggin' things that near killed me. They are the wee nuts, bolts, clamps, whatever you want to call them, that holds on the panels, and that's how the water comes through. So they're sealed on the outside. I'll throw a wee dollop of Sikaflex over the top of it on the inside and I'll do no more. Right now I've just seen a video of that maniac Where's Will, or whatever he's called on YouTube, he took a power hose and he run the power hose right down that, the mad bastard. He's, according to him, there is a couple of wee drains. If I can find them drains, I'll run that power hose down that and just clear out that shit that's down there. It's just dust, but I know it's there and it'll get on my nerves. If you're gonna do it right. And that's it. Simple as that. As you can see, that's the water just dripping out from underneath it. That is all that dirt now away. That is completely clean. Absolutely spotless. So I'll just let that dry out. Put the bungs back in. Done. So stage one, the prepping, the cleaning and the cutting out is finally finished. I'm not gonna lie, all the wee tedious things were absolutely brutal. Taking off the wee clips, sealing them with the Citroflex, putting them back on, having to reorder more of them, filling in all these holes, the Hamerite. It was just all a pain in the arse. But now we're on to the good bits. We're moving forward. First of all, we're going to use the Dodo sound deafening mats. We're pushing them down here. The panels, one on each panel. Just an empty tin, just a noise, a tin van, that sort of thing. So we're going to put the deafening mats on. According to the instructions, you have to make 50% of the panel covered in order for this to work. So we'll get them on today. We'll start the installation process. As you can see, you can put your hand right into the back of that. All that has to be filled, and on the recommendations of Greg Virgo, and we're going to use this stuff here. These are square slabs insulation. They have the heat conductivity value of 2.7, which is supposed to be one of the best. Not my words, but I'm only doing what everybody else is doing, basically. By no means I am no friggin' expert. So we'll get that slab, they're all squares, we'll put them in, push them right in. That's 100mm thick. We'll do the bottom parts. We'll get that process started. This is not a tutorial. So there's 2 boxes of these. They're actually pretty dear. So the idea is, peel the back off, stick them on each panel and work the whole way around the van. So that's the noise before it. Let's see if it makes a difference. Just get a wee weight down first. Once these things go on, they ain't coming off. They are sticky as hell. So right about there. So we're going to stick 2 on. We've enough to stick 2 on. The more you put on, the more better it blocks out the sound, apparently. There we go, wasn't too bad. It's a roll the life out of it. Just like that. Two down, 20 to go. So that's all the deafening done. I've deliberately left 2 panels on the roof empty. I've got a few templates here. I need to figure out where the fan's going to go. It's going to go along here somewhere. It has to be a carbon monoxide alarm somewhere around about here. There's also a set of LED lights that are going to run the whole way along here somewhere. So I'm going to have to feed 3 cables off that. And I'll run the negatives down the side of the van. And I'll run the positives down the side of the van. Now for the test. Before, after. So it works. Next step, insulation. Lovely jubbly.